Hello YouTube! Welcome back to my channel. My name's Tina and I make videos on lifestyle and DIY projects every single week. So if you're new here and if you haven't already, please click on the subscribe button down below. We are so close to 4,000 subscribers and I'm just so excited to share so many more videos with you guys. So let's get into today's video. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about my top craft supplies for brides especially, and just working on so many DIY projects for your wedding. There are just some staples that you absolutely need, and they're just supplies that are going to make your life so much easier. Most of these items you can find on Amazon or Michael's, but I'll be sure to list every single product down below. So these are my top recommendations for you guys who are planning to DIY a bunch of items for your wedding. And a lot of these items I do use day to day, so a few are a bit of an investment, but they are so worth it. So let's get into the first product. So my top recommendation has to be glue guns. And if you don't already have a glue gun, you are totally missing out. When I have friends that don't have a glue gun, I'm just like, how? Like, there's so many things that you can do with glue guns. And not only can you do so many projects with them, but they are honestly pretty inexpensive. So I have a Martha Stewart one, which is super old, but I also have this one that is a Michael's Art Minds brand. And I believe it was $3 or $4. And when they have 20% off coupons off your whole thing, like, it's even cheaper. So it's totally worth it to grab a few of these, not only for yourself, but also for your friends or your bridesmaids who will be helping you make DIYs. And not only are these super handy for a variety of projects, but you can also get different types of glue. So in this one, I have a basic like craft bond glue in here. And in this one, I actually have a black glue stick. So if you're trying to glue something that's really dark and you don't want to have that like translucent glue look on it, definitely get some black glue sticks. And if you're working on more heavy duty projects, definitely grab some of the Gorilla Glue sticks. I'm saying glue too much. But those are going to be your best bet for really strong hold projects. And you don't only have to use glue gun for gluing purposes. I've also used glue guns for my envelopes. So you can buy wax seals just like this one. I grabbed it off of Amazon and I've showed these off on my channel before, but basically it is a sealing wax that you can put inside a hot glue gun so that your process of sealing envelopes will be a lot quicker. And I highly recommend these. They're also not too expensive and they save you so much time if you're going to wax seal your envelopes. So these fit perfectly inside my little cheap mini glue gun from Michael's, and I just can't recommend these enough. So definitely get a few hot glue guns if you're doing a bunch of projects for your DIYs. I just think that they are such a good investment and will honestly last you for so many more projects beyond just your wedding. And they're just nice to have on hand for so many different projects. So yes, glue guns are a must-have. Along with glue guns, another great adhesive to have on hand is E6000 glue. This is honestly some of the strongest hold glue that you can get. And I usually pick these up from Michael's and they are about $6 and it honestly lasts you so long. I've used this for quite some time now, and as you can see, there's still more than half of the tube left. And I just feel like this is just the easiest glue to get a hold of, but it's also great for heavy duty projects, so things with woodwork, with signs. Hey guys, so unfortunately my camera cut out as I was talking about this glue. So to wrap this part up, I highly recommend E6000 if you guys are looking for heavy duty glue. It is just the best. My next recommendation for DIY brides has to be chalk markers. These are just so handy to have and they work on so many different types of surfaces. Not only can you use these on chalkboards, but you can also use them on glass and acrylic, and they are very beginner friendly because it is so forgiving to work with these. If you make a mistake, you can always wipe these off with water, and I would highly recommend for beginners to start using these for your projects. And they also come in a variety of tips, so I bought this as a pack from Michael's. So it comes with this fine tip, which is really great for smaller signs for your bridal shower, and then it comes with a fatter tip. And then it also comes with a fatter tip, which is great for larger signs like your welcome sign or your table seating. And it also came with a chisel tip marker. I just can't find it right now, but I would highly recommend this for all of your different signs, for your card boxes, table numbers. There's just so many things that you can do with chalk markers. And I always recommend chalk markers in my videos because then you can wipe it off after you're done and you can resell whatever item that you're writing on. And that way you can make some of that money back, and that is always a huge plus. Another craft recommendation of mine for brides has to be ribbon, and I just find that ribbons add such an elevated, delicate look to any project. So not only can you get ribbon in different color palettes to match your theme, but you can also get it in different sizes. So for this thicker ribbon, it's definitely great for larger floral projects, but I also have this thin one which I use for making my own boutonnieres, and honestly these are really cheap. I got these from Hobby Lobby for $3 a spool, but they were having half off, so they ended up being $1.50, and I still have 2 more of these when I actually only needed this one. I don't know why I bought so many. I guess I can always use more ribbon in the future, but I love adding these to any project. So if you're doing any DIYs and it's just missing something, it could just need a little ribbon or a bow on top of it. So for example, this last name hanger is really cute on its own, but I feel like adding the ribbon on top just adds a little special touch, and it also matches with the wedding colors, and I just love how this looks with the ribbon on top. So honestly, oh, I just hit my head. So honestly, ribbons really can change a project from normal to wedding. I also wanted to share this other great ribbon that I found on Amazon, and I tried looking for this specific type of ribbon on Etsy and even on floral companies, but they were a little bit too pricey for what I wanted to spend on it. So I'm so glad that I found these on Amazon, and it's just this really nice, delicate ribbon. So as you can see, these are really thin and has this nice frayed edge, which really does give it a nice boho look. And this came in a pack of 4 or 5 different shades, and I've used this ribbon in a floral wreath as well as in my bridal bouquet, and I just love the way that these look. I would highly recommend that you guys pick these up from Amazon if you're looking for something similar for a good price. For this next craft supply, it is something that I recommend not only for brides, but just anyone who does crafts at home, and it is a paper trimmer. And the one that I have is actually a pretty cheap one that I got from Michael's. I definitely used like a 50% off coupon when I bought this. And a paper trimmer just makes life so much easier. I'm the type that gets really frustrated when I have uneven lines, and as straight as you try to make it with a ruler and scissors, it just will never be straight enough. If that makes sense. I just know that if I use my paper trimmer, I'm going to get a straight edge every single time. And I like this one because it comes with a cutting blade as well as a scoring one. So if you wanted to make your own cards, you can also do that with this. And I also really like this one because it is very compact, and you can also swing this arm out. So if you have larger paper that you need to cut, it will still have all the measurements that you need. And I just like that you can swing this arm back down and then just store it away. And honestly, I don't really need anything fancy for my projects, so this has gotten the job done. So if you're planning on working on any paper crafts yourself for your wedding, definitely pick one of these up. It will honestly just be a lifesaver. So while we're on the topic of straight lines, I definitely couldn't do this video without mentioning my laser level. This one I got from Amazon from Black & Decker, and the price has gone up a couple of dollars since I've bought it, but I still think this is a good investment. Not only did I use this tool to do things like addressing my envelopes, which I've shown before in a video, but also this is really handy to have for doing different signs. A laser level would just save you so much time, especially when you're working on signs, so you don't have to go through the hassle of going back in and erasing other lines that you put as a guide. I just love this thing so much, and if you buy this, you can also use it for your home projects when you're setting up your beautiful gallery walls or whatever you might need this for. I just really love having this tool, and I can't recommend it enough. So for my last craft supply that you absolutely need as a bride, and honestly this supply is something that is a nice to have and not a need to have, but I just feel like brides will have so much fun using this thing, and it is none other than my Cricut machine. And the one, oh, my pens are moving around. And the one that I have is the Cricut Explore Air 2. I graciously got this from my husband as a Christmas present, like the month after we got engaged, because he knew how much I wanted one. So thank you so much to my wonderful husband for getting me this. I'm gonna put this down now. But obviously there is so many different projects that you can use on Cricut. I have a video all about using vinyl on my Cricut, and that is honestly what I did a majority of my wedding projects with, but there is just so much that you can do with it. I've seen people use the writing tool to make their save the dates and their invitations, which is so awesome. But a Cricut is just so handy to have and has so many different possibilities, and I would definitely recommend the Cricut that I have, but I know that the other model, the Cricut Maker, can cut through so much more stuff like wood. So if you're interested in working in other materials like that one, I would definitely recommend checking that one out. And yeah, Cricut machine is just so nice to have. There are just so many projects that you can do with the Cricut machine for your wedding, from the place cards to signs to table numbers to bridesmaids gifts. Like there's just so much you can do. And even after your wedding, if you're planning on having kids soon, I'm sure that there's so many projects that you can do that are kid related. I can't wait until I can use my Cricut for that, but that is a couple of years away, so I just will stop myself right there. So those were my top craft supplies for DIY brides. Let me know down below in the comments if there are any tools that I missed, or if there's any tools that you've been using that have been a game changer in making your wedding DIYs. I would love to hear about it. Thank you guys all so much for your support on this channel. We are so close to 4,000 subscribers, and I just cannot be happier. Did I already say that in the beginning? Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it to be helpful, subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to DM me on Instagram if you want to chat with me and have any questions for me. And that's all for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!